go.
All right. Welcome to another episode of The Fiver. I'm here with my new friend, Jeff. He is the videographer for my other good friend, David, who was 2 weeks ago that I interviewed. He lives in Vancouver, my favorite city in the world, outside of Loveland, Colorado, where I'm from. But thank you for joining me. This is kind of fun. You're the second stranger I've ever interviewed.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me. I'm actually it's actually the second interview I do at all. Like I'm behind the camera, and like right now I'm in front, even though like right now it's kind of a weird things happening. So yeah, but it's actually my second interview, my first in English. So yeah. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for doing that with me. If you need me to clarify anything, feel free to ask. I know a little bit of French. I took a number of years, so but it's really rusty. So
tell me something in French that you know. Tell me something.
Tu es un grand poubelle.
Okay.
Oh, mon petit chouchou.
That's perfect. You actually said you the first sentence was like you are a big garbage in a way, a big
trash can.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. Yeah. If you go in France with that sentence, you're gonna make some pretty good friends.
I'm sure I will. I can't wait. I'm sure they'll be giving me trash wine.
There you go.
There you go. It came out of the trash. All right. Well, thank you for talking with me. It looks like it's a nice day out there in BC.
Pretty good. Yeah. It's actually like yesterday. No, I was like 2 days in a row. Like in the past 2 days was like really dark in a way. It was rainy. I mean, it was Vancouver, so it's Vancouver, so it's raining almost all the time. But yeah, today's pretty nice, so I love it. Yeah. So I'm on my balcony right now, enjoying the sun and everything. Yeah.
Well, and you have to when you're in Vancouver.
Especially right now, like we cannot go out that much right now, so I have to enjoy the sun the way I can, and it's on my balcony. Yeah.
Well, thank you again for joining us.
Yeah.
So one of the ways that my friend David connected us was that you did a video for him. You have a couple shorts online where you interview people that have gone through some pretty rough stuff.
Yeah.
And as a therapist myself, I love mental health. I love bringing mental health to the foreground and bringing getting rid of the stigma about having mental health.
Yeah.
I know I make people awkward sometimes when I talk to them about my anxiety and depression too. How did you get started with that? And how did you get started with being a videographer and a documentarian?
Big story coming up.
Go for it.
I mean, well, like I started dreaming about it in France. Like, as a child, I'm like, oh, I want to make movies. I want to do things, make videos without knowing what role exactly. But, like, I want to make movies. Okay. Cool. But at the end, it was just like, I thought it was just a dream. Like, okay, if I have them, if I win the lottery, maybe one day I will be rich enough to, even though I didn't know what it meant at the time, but, like, maybe I can focus on that, not have to work and focus on that one day. Then, I was like, okay, in France, I was like in the countryside of France. So, not like in a big city or anything. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? So I went working in retail for 6-7 years, I guess, almost 7 years. I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to make my life, in retail. I'm going to be like a manager. I'm going to be a director. I'm going to be like, a big CEO of a big company in retail. But yeah, that wasn't at the end who I was. That wasn't me at all. And I quickly discovered that. And so I was like, okay, what can I do to change that? What can I do to actually be who I am and actually who I am? Who am I? Like in the big scale. So yeah, my girlfriend was like, okay, maybe it's time to move out, like to go somewhere. She wanted to go out of France, like trying to live in another country. We didn't know at the time where, and I was like, oh, I want to go out too. Like I want to go in another country. I planned to go in Japan, like I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. It seems like ages ago. I'm too old now. But yeah, it feels like yeah. So I wanted to go to Japan. I was like, okay, maybe not. And then she was like, oh, maybe we can go to Canada. I don't know, maybe the US or Canada, you know. And so I was like, oh, Canada seems great. But now where in Canada? You know, so it's like, oh, Vancouver is a place that I hear often because a lot of shows and movies are filmed in Vancouver. So it's like, oh, maybe I can, like, maybe my dream of being a filmmaker could actually be a reality. Maybe it could be like something I could actually do. So I have to think about that. I had to think about it, be like, oh, maybe something I can do. So maybe we can move to Vancouver, see what it's like. Maybe, you know, just by knowing some people, you know, we never know what could happen. So so yeah, I we went here in Vancouver. We moved in here with the idea of okay, maybe I'm gonna focus on what can I do to be a filmmaker and to actually know some people, try my way up. And so yeah, coming here, I started with the job, like to pay the rent and everything, to with job as a writer, as a writer of funny quizzes and articles on the
Oh, okay,
internet
yeah.
for a French audience. Still, staying with my French language, because my English was, I mean, I was really insecure with my English. It's okay now, but at the time I was like really insecure with my English. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to stay in French, in my French circle. So I actually worked for French non-profit organization that help people, that help people like French people, not especially from France, but people who speak French, to help them here. I don't know the word, integrate, like,
Assimilate.
yeah, I mean, like just help them, like give tips and advice,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
newcomers. And so that way they can, grow and thrive here in the community. So I worked as a videographer. It was the first professional job I had. Even though it wasn't paid, but it was like the first role I had close
Great.
to being like someone making movies. Even though I didn't make movies, I did like interviews and some other things. So it's like, oh, I love it. Like, actually, like by doing some of the videos, like, oh, I enjoy it. Like, I really wanted to do it. Like, it confirmed that I wanted to go that route. So I was like pretty happy about it. But then it made me question everything. Like, okay, what am I doing right now? Like, I'm writing funny quizzes and articles. What am I doing, like, with my
Yeah,
life, like,
yeah.
entirely? So I had to question my entire life completely. Who am I right now? What am I going to do? What I wanted. So I already knew in a way what I wanted to do, but I didn't know like who I was, or like where I'm gonna, or like where I'm going. What are the next steps to actually become a filmmaker? And so I had to think about that. I had to work on it. And at the end, I mean, still am today, but I have this. But it was bigger at the time. But this big fear of death, this big fear of, okay, if I die tomorrow, I don't want to die, like, at all. And so I had to think about like my legacy. Like, if I die tomorrow, what am I letting to the world? Because I learned that it would actually help me to not um, not be afraid, but just like reduce this fear, and kind of suffocate this fear, and be okay with death and dying in general. So it's kind of like the why am I doing what I'm doing? And so I should think about all that for the past couple of years. And now it's like, okay, I have to think about what am I doing right now that actually can make me like I don't know how to say properly, but if I die tomorrow, uh, I want to make sure that I will be okay if I die tomorrow. Like if I die tomorrow, I will be sure that I did everything that I could to make me happy. Even though it's kind of selfish, it feels, but it's like, okay, at least I would have done things to that I'm proud of and that I'm consciously okay with. So this project, Spoken Out Stories, was actually kind of the thing I thought about when I was thinking about that. Okay, I have to do something right now that if I die tomorrow, like close, like really like near the present, like if not like in 50 years, but if tomorrow I die, what do I let to the world? And so it's like, okay, what project can I do right now, really fast, really quick, that can actually help people? Because my mission is, and it's always about being okay with doing what I'm doing. So I don't want to do like anything and nothing. I want to do like something that is really that I'm actually okay with and I'm actually proud of. And my mission is to really help people, inspire people to make positive changes towards self-empowerment, because I want to make sure that people live in a world that is not, that they don't fear of being who they are. And I want to make sure that they are, okay with who they are, and they're not ashamed of who they are, and they're not victims, but, like that they're powerful and that they are, proud of themselves. And so, yeah, I was thinking about all that. So now this project, Spoken Out Stories, was like, okay, this project is really cool. It's really fast to do. It's really easy. I don't have like a big budget or anything, which is great because I can do this really fast. So yeah, and now it was just a matter of contacting the people and reach out to the people who can I invite, and yeah, the rest was kind of went through like really fast after that. Yeah.
So this is why I call it the Fiverr Plus. I have a couple questions for you on that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
What was the fear of dying tomorrow? Where did that come from?
I don't know. I feel like because I didn't know really like what I wanted to do exactly, and what I like it's kind of the reason, like we always talk about, we always hear about the why, because I don't know, I learned that, I don't know if it's true or not, but I learned that human need a reason, or always kind of look for a reason. So I was kind of in this path as well, like, okay, what's my reason? Even though I was like, there's no reason. I mean, it's kind of the religion kind of thing. But yeah, I'm regressing. But it's like, yeah, I was thinking about if I was really afraid, because I don't want to, it's about consciousness, and I don't want to lose consciousness in a way. I want to be like immortal in a way. But it's just also like, I want to make sure that people after I die, like can live in a world where they are like not ashamed, because I really, like in my life when I was younger, I really felt like I wasn't good enough, or was like victim of violence and stuff. So I don't want people to feel what I felt when I was younger. I want people to make sure that they are they're not victims, and that they can move forward and they can go with positivity and optimism. So this is the kind of thing that helped me choose and decide what am I going to do next. And this fear, because I don't know if I really answered the question, but this fear, yeah, okay, well, let's go. Stop there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's okay, because I'm like rambling. I'm hearing myself at the same time. I'm like, okay, did I really answer the question? Because sometimes I start and I'm like, okay, yeah, but this is why, this is all the context. Yeah, but you started like way earlier. And so I'm trying to explain all the segments. But yeah, anyway.
No, it's fine. It's fine. That's how conversations go, and that's how genuine
Yeah,
conversations go.
true.
How did you find the people? This isn't even number two yet, but I'm interested in how did you find the people that you interview?
Yeah, so every single person I met so far has a different. I mean, I met those people differently. So the first person, who is Lada Bunme, which is an incredible speaker. I met her because I actually started networking, like networking events. So I started like because I'm an introvert, so it's like really hard for me to network,
Mm-hmm.
to mingle. So I was like, maybe yeah, but I have to network if I want to go, if I want to be a filmmaker, if I want to go in the film industry, if I want to, make sure that I can have all the
Yeah.
connections. So I was like, okay, I have to go to networking events. So I met her there, and I just started the project. I just created the like the idea. I had the idea. I had like written down everything. I had name. I had like logo and everything. And so now it was just a matter of meeting the right person to invite. And so I went to one of these events, and so she was like telling her story, like in front of everybody else, and was like, okay, I lost my brother. It was like really hard. um, she was telling us like she felt anger with her, like with her brother and stuff. So I was like, okay, maybe it's really interesting, because she was also telling about forgiveness. She moved forward with positivity, and it's just not like a, a story of, oh, she lost her brother and she's still depressed or anything. She lost her brother. She had to think about what's after, and all the anger she had when he was still alive. And so now it was a matter of oh, okay, now I forgive my brother, and all this stuff. So I was moved by that story when she told that in front of everybody. So like, okay, I'm gonna go to her after to meet her. So yeah, we were so I met her, we talked, and she, yeah, I asked her to be a part of the project, and she said yes. There was Francesca Anastasio, was like a connection of a connection. So someone actually heard me talk about this project in one of the networking events. She was like, oh, you have to meet this person. Francesca is amazing. She has an incredible story, really powerful, inspiring. You have to meet her. So she connected me to Francesca. And then there was Birisha. So Birisha was also in a networking event. She heard actually me talking about the project. So she was like, okay, um, can I come? Like, can we connect, and maybe I
Mm-hmm.
can participate. And then there was Samantha. So Samantha is also, so she's incredible. But today she has a big influence on Instagram. And so at the time I was like, okay, maybe I can connect with influencers here in Vancouver that could, that has a powerful story, but also that can maybe promote the project as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, okay, looking for the top influencers in Vancouver, and that's how I met her. I just contacted her, and she said yes, and so we met,
Wow,
and yeah,
that's
that's
pretty sweet.
yeah. And I also have like two other people which whom I already filmed, and now it's just a matter of editing the videos. So there's Jessica and Randy. So it's like just having to edit them and to edit the video, and that's it. Yeah, but so far it's been like a great surprise, just a surprise, because I didn't think that it would be that appreciated and that looked for, because I was like, okay, I'm just going to do that and try to make sure that I do my part to help people and to empower
Good
people.
for you. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, and every single person I met, every single person I interviewed was like, oh, it's a great project. You're gonna be successful with that. This project is gonna be successful because of all the good it could bring to people.
Yeah.
So I already believed in the project in itself, but it was always a surprise to have like that much positivity coming at me, like at one, because I was like, okay, I didn't feel like it was going to be that much liked at the beginning. Yeah.
Well, one of the cool things that you can own now is the fact that 1,500 miles away here in Colorado, I work in a mental health hospital.
Yeah.
And I'm going to share that with all of my therapist
Thank
friends who
you.
work in the emergency department and work in
Thank you.
inpatient. And they're going to share it with their patients.
Thank you. And even that, like, just I didn't feel it could actually. I mean, I felt it could inspire people in Vancouver, but not, across the world that much.
Yeah.
I just feel like, okay, maybe it could help people here and there in Vancouver, maybe one person, two people, but here, like in Colorado or anywhere else, like it feels like like today at the beginning of this project, because I still feel, even though it's been a year almost, I still feel like it's the beginning because I've been
Yeah.
on and off.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's incredible. Thank you, by the way.
Oh, of course, of course. I appreciate the fact that there's other people out in the world that are trying to bring light into the darkness of people dealing with difficult things. I feel I was a therapist before I went through major depression. Now with all the pandemic stuff, I'm dealing with anxiety, which it's awful, but these little things help, and seeing that other people throughout the world are dealing with the same thing, it's really helpful. So I appreciate
Thank you
what you're
thank you
doing.
for the feedback and telling me that it could actually help. Yeah, it actually, like, yeah, as I said, like, it's a surprise that, like, that soon it could actually help. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know.
not.
It was really
Yeah.
cool because our friend David connected us, and I had no idea that you were doing this. And then I clicked on it, and I was like, "Oh, this is amazing! This is exactly the type of thing that I'm all about, and that I love, and that I'm passionate about." So thank you again. All right, we're only on question number 2.
Okay, great.
This is what happened. Yeah,
It's
the
been two
worst
minutes
one
only.
that I've had so far was like 3 hours. Normally they're like an hour, so hopefully I'm not going to try to hold you hostage for 3 hours.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I have time, but it's just only been 2 minutes, so that's fine.
Oh, fair enough. Worst case scenario, the dogs are going to come in because there's the only door to the backyard, so they'll
I
have
love
to.
dogs, so perfect.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I don't have dogs, but I want to
Oh,
have a dog with my girlfriend. We're talking about having a German Shepherd because I
whew.
love German Shepherd. So we're talking about that first, and then she wants to have a Labrador. So and I love Labrador as well. So I'm a dog
Me too.
person. So I love cats, but not the same as I love dogs. So yeah. Anyway, but now we have like a small apartment, and we only have a balcony. We have 8th
Yeah,
floor. So I want to have like at least a house with a backyard to make sure that the dogs can go out,
it
and
helps so much. Yeah.
that's why. So we're waiting to move to another apartment, or maybe like at least a house to just have space for the dogs. Yeah.
So my metric math is not very good, but in my 20s, I got a 96-pound black lab Great Dane who was
Okay.
adorable, but dumb as rocks. But he was so full of love. We had to put him down a couple of years back, and now we have a mini Schnauzer Doxy mix who's 20 pounds. His name is Butters. And
Butters.
then
Okay.
a 8-pound Yorkie Doxy
Okay.
named Sprinkles.
Oh, I
I
like it.
know. She's my dog. She's my dog. She's like, "Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad." So, yeah, I went from like the biggest dog ever to 2 small little dogs. Terriers are fun. You just have to be diligent about training them because definitely with labs will listen to you. Terriers will not. We also have rabbits in our yard that Butters has killed,
Oh.
which is one of the most violent things I've ever seen from a sweet little dog.
Bad, yeah, especially like a rabbit's a big thing.
Yeah, so. All right, number 2. I actually already asked you. We kind of moved into that one. That was
Great.
how did you meet the
So
people
one and
that you
two,
interviewed?
perfect.
All right, so sweet. We're actually on number 3.
Yes.
Number 3. This is my wife's
Perfect.
question because I was trying to figure out standardized questions.
Oh yes, yes.
what would something people would be surprised to know about you, or don't know about you?
Well, things are like, for me, everything I do is kind of normal, like to me. So I don't know. I was thinking about it earlier because it's actually the only question. I was like, the other question is like, okay, good, good, okay, good, okay, maybe this, yeah, good. But the third one is like, okay, what will I say? Um, and I still don't know actually. What's more? I mean, I love. I always tell people that I don't read books at all, except. I mean, I don't tell people that, but I will read something related to World of Warcraft. I love World
Nice.
of Warcraft. I love the lore and the stories. So yeah, maybe that's something that could be surprising. I don't know, but yeah,
That's a good one. That's a
I
good one.
read.
Do you
I
still
read.
play World of Warcraft?
I, I am on and off. Like sometimes I will play for 2 months, and then because of work and stuff, oh shit, maybe I'm late with my work, so I have to stop playing because it's either I work too much and I don't play, or I play too much but I don't work. So it's like, okay, maybe. So I'm on and off on that. Maybe I'm like,
I hear
oh,
you.
I miss playing so much, so now I have to come back with the subscription, and so I'm like, okay, now it's time to come back. And so sometimes it will be like 3 months without playing, and then it will be 2 months of playing the game, and then 3 months without, and on and off. But yeah, right now I don't, because I have a lot of videos to edit, and
Mhm.
in this pandemic I have to work with David, which is yeah, who is really a pain in the ass. And so, just kidding, just kidding. I love you, David. I love you. But
I
no.
totally get it.
But yeah, I have some people I have to work with. I want to work with, and I work with. So I don't really want to take too much time playing the game right now. But yeah, I when I read something, in yeah, it has to be related to World of, because I won't focus that much on reading a book like that is not related to Warcraft. So I don't know. Maybe it's surprising, maybe not. For people who know me, or I don't know. It's the only thing I could come up with. I can come up with right now.
Is that the
Maybe
only video game you play?
sorry.
Is that the only video game you play?
No, no, no. Right now, my girlfriend just bought Super Smash Bros. On Switch, so I'm playing a lot in the game. I also play a lot of Far Cry,
Hmm.
Far Cry 5,
Mhm.
GTA 5. And Legend of Zelda, Mario games and stuff like that. But yeah, World of Warcraft is my favorite game of all time. And yeah, if I love the stories, I love the lore about it, and yeah, it's so amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
How about you? Do you play video games?
I do. I actually binge the same way. I'm not very good with cooperative play. I like
Yeah,
the
me too.
stories.
Yeah,
So
I'm a solo player.
like
Yeah.
right now I'm working through Witcher 3 on the Switch.
Okay. Never played, but yeah,
Um,
I've heard of
oh,
it.
Witcher
Yeah.
3, you actually probably like it. It's
Okay.
good. It has good lore too.
Okay.
Um, Trying to think what else. Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead
Okay.
Redemption 2.
Okay.
Those are kind of the big ones that I've been doing. I just bought Super Mario Maker 2 for the
Okay.
Switch. So I
Nice.
haven't really delved into that too much yet, but yeah, it ebbs and flows for me.
Yeah.
The other thing that my wife and we tend to do with some of our friends, we play. It's called You Don't Know Jack. It's on Steam. I
Okay.
think they might even have it on Switch, but it's like a trivia game.
Okay.
But we play it on Steam because we can share the screen over Skype. And so, especially when we were all quarantined, like right
Yeah.
now we're at safer at home, is what they
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah.
So, like, I can kind of go see friends, sort of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still don't feel comfortable in doing that. But we'll, every Monday night, we used to go to pub trivia. And ever since everything got closed down here,
It's
we
online. Yeah.
started doing.
Yeah.
You Don't Know Jack, which has various different games that you can play as a whole bunch of groups of people.
And is Jack a person, or is like you don't know nothing? It's like kind of
So there is a Jack.
yeah. Is there?
Yeah. No, so You Don't Know Jack was, it was a long time ago. Gosh, it was probably back in like Windows 95 XP days, early internet days, where
Okay.
you could play trivia with other people, and Jack was just this avatar that they had
Okay.
that you'd play various trivia games. But now they've made a whole series of them. So there's the trivia game, there's like a Pictionary game, there's a whole bunch of stuff, and it just kind of devolves
Yeah.
into terribleness that I'm a giant child at the age of 40, so basically I draw a lot of dicks when we play the Pictionary game. So.
I'm sure that I've never played actually Pictionary, but I'm sure that's the kind of thing that I could do if I play Pictionary. I feel
Well,
like
I'll send you an invite. You're more than welcome to.
yeah,
All you
yeah,
have to do is just log into Skype,
yeah.
and you just have to have your cell phone, and you log in on your cell phone to a website and enter the room code, and then it does it from there.
Okay.
It's magic to me. I don't know. My wife's a software engineer. I don't understand how it works, but it works, and it's like magic.
So she can explain to you how it works and be like, oh no, you have to click there.
Exactly. Well, it's funny because I'm curious by nature.
Yeah.
So she just got a job. Oh gosh, this is probably early August last year, working on electronic billboards. So
Wow.
billboards that scroll
Yeah.
different ads. And so now I've been able to learn about electronic billboards and weird stuff that I never even thought about.
So what did you learn? What did you learn?
So it's interesting that
It's
the
your test
box
right
that
now.
contains all the software is legit like this big. And it's
Yeah.
just buried right next to the billboard.
Okay.
Everything's uploaded to the cloud. And then they refer to it as a playlist. So it's just a playlist of different ads. But then sometimes people are like, well, can't you just make that for me? And it'd be like if you called iTunes and said, hey, I like music. Can you just make me a playlist of
Make me.
music?
Well, I mean, if you go to Spotify, they're making you playlists of things that you love, or I don't know, but they can make you like a random playlist as well. So yeah, in a way, but yeah, I guess yeah.
And then apparently municipalities, especially out here, are now selling advertising space on the electrical boxes that power those billboards. So they'll wrap it in different advertising. So who knew?
Oh, yeah, not me.
Yeah, no idea. No idea. So we'll be like driving around town and she's like, oh yeah, that's one of our boxes. Did you look at our box? That's our box. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's that company's.
yeah,
It's like,
model AX071. Yeah, I remember.
right.
Yeah, early ones. Yeah.
It's just amazing because it's like somebody pulls back the curtain, you see the little man, Wizard of Oz reference. Like, you're like, oh yeah, you're right. Somebody has to be selling this and managing this. And I never really even thought about that. So, anyways, see, this is how I go off the rails.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
All right. So, you guys have been in quarantine. Are you guys allowed to go out now?
I mean, we can go out, but we have to respect the distance. You know, like was like is it 6? Yeah, 6 feet, 2 meters. So yeah, I'm not good with the feet and stuff. I'm better with the meter six, the metric system. But yeah, we have to keep our distances. At some places, I've heard that we have to have masks. So yeah, but we both kind of stay here. Working and yeah, having our lives.
Okay. So, while you've been in lockdown, what have you been watching, listening to? I know you said that you like to play World of Warcraft. You're doing a
Yeah.
lot of editing, which I know,
Yeah.
but I'm always fascinated by what people are streaming and what they're listening to.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's just like so right now we're watching every night, like when during dinner and stuff, we're watching Parks and Recreation. We just started last week, so we're already at season 3.
nice.
Yeah, beginning of season 3. Yeah, what have we been watching? I've been rewatching the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because I love
Oh,
it.
okay. Yep.
I love Marvel. Yeah, what have we been watching? I'm also watching right now Station 19, which is a spin-off of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, I haven't watched that
Yeah,
one.
it's really good. Really interesting. And yeah, what have we been watching? We've just had Disney Plus. So Marvel, Star
Yeah,
Wars,
yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
some other movies as well. I want to I've started to rewatch all the Star Wars because I want to watch the Mandalorian
Yep, yep.
series on Disney Plus. So I haven't watched it yet because I want to watch first the stories before that. Even though I've already watched them, but yeah, I want to rewatch because sometimes my memory is like, oh, I forgot what the story was, so I have to come back to it just to
Right,
make
right,
sure I'm on the right track.
right.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Um,
So
yeah,
this is the
Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well. Yeah.
so this is the question that I always ask everyone. Um, did you guys get Tiger King out in
No, I've heard of it, but I didn't watch it yet.
okay.
Yeah, I don't
So
even know
I
if I'm
always
gonna watch
ask,
it.
do you think Carol fed her husband to the tigers? And if you
I
don't
don't even
know,
know who
that's
that
fine.
is. Yeah, I
Yep,
don't even
fair
know.
enough.
I've heard of the series on Netflix, but I know nothing about it. Yeah.
Oh, it's salacious. It's yeah, it's terrible, but it's terribly
I,
interesting. It's all
I've
the
heard
stuff
there.
that I wish I didn't enjoy, but I totally spent 6 hours watching it.
Okay,
So
now I'm curious. I've heard there is a new series coming up with Nicolas Cage on it.
yep,
Tiger
yep,
King.
they're gonna make a movie, a mini
Yeah, a
series.
movie. Okay, I thought it was. But
Yeah,
yeah, I've heard that, but I haven't watched it. I don't.
you're probably better off.
Yeah.
You probably saved six
Okay.
hours of your life.
You
I
know how to
didn't.
sell you know how to sell a series.
No, it's fine. I understand. Sometimes I like trash. So,
Okay.
um,
I don't know. I
all
don't know if
right. So, very last question, and this is a brand new one that I've started asking.
okay.
The again, and I've explained this a couple times. The impetus of this question was I realized I had hurt somebody back in 2012, I believe. I was
Okay.
just because I can kind of be a jerk online and argue a little bit. I can be a little bit of a troll, as my wife calls me.
Okay.
I try not to be, and I try to be very fair until I feel slighted, and then yeah. Anyways, it's my own issues that I'm working through.
Okay.
One of the things that I found with being in quarantine is um, only allowing or providing some boundaries for people that don't don't feed my soul, basically.
Yeah.
The other thing is apologizing for when I was not that person to feed somebody else's soul.
Yeah.
So I was able to um, ask a friend from college to forgive me for being a jerk in 2012. And so what's that? 8 years ago.
Okay.
It's one of the most powerful experiences I've ever had because saying sorry always sucks. So
And forgiveness is a powerful tool as well. So.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's scary, just like talking to
Yeah.
strangers. Um, when was the last time you asked for forgiveness or said you're sorry to somebody? And not
So
like, oops, I didn't hold the door open, but like legit said you're sorry.
the last I mean maybe there are some stories in between, but the last thing I remember was when when was it 2012, no, I don't know, 20 16, 15. So I was in retail in France working as a manager, and so there was always, so between departments in retail, some companies, there are like kind of battles between departments. In this one it was not the case, like there was no battle between it was not like a race or anything, so
Yeah, yeah.
everybody kind of worked together, which is great and I love it. But I was kind of not jealous, but it's kind of, there was this person in this other department I worked with for maybe 2 3 years. I really didn't like at all, because, and I don't even remember today why exactly, but I remember the emotion of being frustrated and being like angry in a way. But at the time, I was always angry for everything and nothing. So because I had the time to, I had like a hard time, being okay with not having the control over everything. I wanted to have control over everything, especially as a manager. I wanted to be able to be in control of everything. But this person made my life different, like not easier. So I had this problem with her when I was like, okay, kind of a jerk here. I want to work. I have like customers and stuff. I really want to be able to work properly, but you're not making my life easy. But it was kind of not, I mean, it was like we didn't have like a conversation at all about it. We were like okay, just she was at the counter sometimes, and I was like coming with a customer. Oh, I need the computer, or I need this, I need that, and you're kind of in the way. You're blocking me or anything, and it was like petty. Like he was like, I'm even talking about it right now. I'm like, what kind of a jerk was I at the time? But yeah, anyway, so for 2 3 years, was like, oh, I was very angry at this person, and then at some point, I was like, I had to work on it, like work on myself, not like, I had to be able to be okay with not being in control, not having control over everything, being okay with that, like it's okay to not have control. And so at the time, it was like at the beginning, not understanding that, like I wanted to have control over everything, was kind of the thing, the goal. And after 2 3 years, I was like, okay, maybe it's time to let go. Maybe it's time to just move on and be like, okay, uh, it's okay. It's, if she's bothering me or anything, it's okay. It's fine. Uh, and so it was kind of very difficult to me. But one day I was like, okay, maybe I'm gonna come like to her and actually have a conversation for the first time, be like, okay, maybe it's time to let go of the past and be like, okay, maybe now we can be not friends, but maybe good colleagues. Maybe we can help each other actually, maybe. And before that, I didn't envision that. I didn't know, like I didn't think it was possible. But again, like it was really like, it was idiot. It was like I was an idiot technically. So at some point, yeah, I came to her, was like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I was jerk, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be like that, I was really an idiot. And so yeah, sorry for being angry at you, and sorry for like insulting you, even if sometimes I insulted her behind her back and she didn't know. I was like, I'm sorry for insulting you behind your back, because yeah, I told that and I said that. I'm sorry. So, and the day after, so she was like, okay, I forgive you. Let's work on it. I'm sorry too, because I also told some things behind your back.
Right.
So the day after, we were like, oh, hi, how are you? And the day before, we're just watching, like looking at each other without saying hey, without saying how are you, without saying anything. And the day after, I came to her to say I'm sorry, was like, oh, how are you, how do you feel today? And from this day, it was really genuine. It was really like not
Yeah.
faking it. It was really like genuine connection with
Yeah.
her. And so it was like I wouldn't say like she's my best, I wouldn't say she's my best friend, but she's a friend now. So it was just a matter of saying
Took away
sorry
that tension. Yeah.
yeah, and just like admitting that I was a jerk and that I cannot control everything anyway. So yeah, that's it. And I'm sure there are some other stories in between, like between 2012 and today, 20
Yeah. I mean,
into today. But this is the last one I remember the most because it really was emotional at the time, and I remember the emotion of it. Yeah.
that's the impactful part, is when you remember that emotion and you
Yeah. Yeah.
realize, like, oh, I don't have to hold on to this anymore. I
Yeah.
can just put this out and let it go. And the other person was receptive, and that's amazing. That's a
Yeah.
really good story.
And even today, like I'm talking about forgiveness, but still, I have some people today. I will have to go to and apologize or be like, okay, maybe we can talk things through. And even to this day, I have some people to forgive and to talk to. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, that's fair. Everyone has people that they need to ask forgiveness to and apologize for things that they've done, but it has to be in the right space, and
Yeah. There are
yourself
moments.
has to be in the good place, and that person also has to be in a good place to actually hear it. Sometimes
Exactly.
that person might never be there, but just you being in a place saying, "Oh, okay, this is something I'm holding on to, and I don't need to hold on to this anymore.
Yeah.
This is a millstone that I'm holding on to, and I don't need it." So
Yeah, because we also all evolve, right? So
yeah.
I wasn't the same person, like I wasn't the same person 3 years ago than I am now. So 3 years
Mhm.
ago, I had some, I don't remember exactly, but I had some conflict with some people. Today, I would be like, oh, it was stupid. It was like it's not me anymore. It's not the person
Yeah,
today. So today we can forgive because we're different,
yeah.
and that's the beauty of it in a way.
It's the amazing thing about growing up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
realizing your own stuff.
And not being a
It's the
child
most
anymore.
fun, terrible, and scary thing about therapy that I've learned. It's funny because I've been trained as a therapist, but I didn't really like fully lean into doing my own therapy till
Oh yeah.
well after I was a therapist. And then I was like, oh, I'm argumentative. I can be a jerk. I can be intimidating. I didn't know that.
Maybe I can
Um,
apologize to some people. Yeah.
yeah, maybe I need to do some forgiveness work here.
Yeah.
So it's the cool thing about growing up that they never tell you about when you're growing up
Yeah.
is that apologizing and being an adult means you have
Yeah.
to kind of eat crow, and but then it feels so much good, so much better.
Yeah. And at the end, like the remorse or like the anger you felt at the beginning,
Mhm.
like you don't feel that anger today because you're not the same person and because like water passed under the bridge, if that's even the right expression. But yeah, that's the thing, like you had some evolution and now the anger is gone. Like you don't have, like, if the same event would happen today, you wouldn't react the same way that you
Exactly.
reacted at the time. So it's kind of reevaluating what happened and okay, yeah, maybe it's not that big a deal, and yeah, maybe we can move on now. It's not important anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Jeff, thank you so much for talking to a
Yeah.
completely random stranger across the continent.
Yeah,
I'm so
thank you.
happy David introduced us.
Yes, me
So
too.
we'll chat more because I have a
Yeah.
lot of questions for you. I just bought some lights and a camera, and my friend has some audio equipment, so we're gonna try to.
Great.
It's still gonna be super raw because I have a full-time job and so does he. So,
And it's good that
but
way, like I told you before, but like the fact that he's raw is kind of a good thing because it's organic and it's visible. People can see that it's real and not faked and not like something scripted, so it's good.
not fake like the background.
Except like the background, but
I'll figure that out, but whatever. I like the Parks and Rec one.
yeah, it's a good background. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think too. So.
Yeah. Now I want coffee. I want the coffee behind you. Yeah. Yeah. The other one. Yeah. Please
It's all
give me
right. I
some.
had
Give me
one
some.
from up, and there was a little table full of prescription meds. I was like, yeah, that's probably not what I want. Need some Ativan? Anyways. But thank you again, Jeff.
Thank you
What
for
would you
that.
like to promote? Where can people find you? When I do post this, I'll post links. But yeah, feel free to. Where can people find you? Find your great stories online.
Yes. So the project I created is called Spoken Out Stories. It's a project that shares stories of people who went through a hard experience and move forward with positivity, determination, optimism. So it's called Spoken Out Stories. It's on Instagram. It's the full stories are on YouTube. And then you can find some. I have an account on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I intend to have like some SoundCloud and Spotify account as well for that, because I want to post the audio of the videos, because not everybody like watch the video on YouTube, but some people might listen to the audio on Spotify, for example. So yeah, Spoken Out Stories.
Well, thank you again. I appreciate it. I'm jealous. This is the weirdest moment because it's now raining and thundering here in Colorado,
Wow.
and it looks like it's super nice and sunny in Vancouver.
Yes, and let me share with you some of the sun. Yes, isn't that beautiful?
I miss it there.
Come here, come back in Vancouver.
I will come and visit you. You'll have to put up with me.
Yes.
Unfortunately, blame David. We're going to be friends now.
Yes, let's stay connected.
Sweet. Sounds good. Yes. Let me stop recording.
All right.